Today's buzzwords like local farming, sustainability, and energy efficient should always be on the mind of consumers. We found Chef Randy Zweiben at his new 3-star restaurant that can boast the highest restaurant green rating in Chicago. This, on top of a seasonal menu all from local suppliers, leaves this restaurant a big cut above the rest, which is all part of his plan to take his diners one step closer to Province.
I'm here with Randy Zweiben, the owner, chef, and creator of the new great restaurant Province on North Jefferson Street. And Randy, congratulations on a runaway success.
Thank you very much. It's great to have you here, Dave.
In the restaurant here, you've got the highest rated restaurant. Explain that to me.
Leeds is the agency that certifies eco-friendly constructions around the world.
Okay.
We did everything from using recycled woods and regenerated leather for our chairs and cork floors, cork tabletops. We use as much local farmed ingredients as we can, and in the spring and summer months we're a huge supporter of the Green City Market here in Chicago.
You've really done some great things here. I hear nothing but compliments about this.
Well, thank you. You know, we're just 4 months into it, and you know, it's an ever growing, and it's always an evolution with a restaurant. But I think that we're really happy with how what we're doing, how the guests are perceiving it. Jeff Donahue, who created the cocktail list for the restaurant, which I think he did a fabulous job with.
Well, we're going to go watch him make a quick one of your signature cocktails, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jeff Donahue at Province. We're going to be actually making one of our cocktails here called the Smart Money. The name of the drink and the drink itself are both kind of inspired through racetrack vernacular and culture. Basically, it's going to be kind of a fall take on a mint julep. So first of all, what we have is we've started with some Woodford Reserve bourbon, which we've infused with Bosc pears. We'll start off with about 3 ounces of that. This is Laird's Applejack, apple brandy. Add 1 ounce of that. House-made brown sugar simple syrup. Should be adding about 3/4 of an ounce to sweeten the drink. Then, of course, if any drink is going to be based off of mint julep, the primary ingredient, the mint, as well. Take all the ingredients in a glass with a shaker full of ice. And shake it good for about 30 seconds.
We'll take those when you're done.
So shaking it basically is going to bruise the mint and kind of infuse the flavor into the drink, as well as crush the ice and give it a nice frothy foam to the drink. And that's the Smart Money.
Talk about your menu, because it starts with small bites, like and goes on.
We start with bites, and these are actually the squash taquitos that we do, and they're with some caramelized onions and a roasted garlic aioli. And what I wanted to do is create these bites so that when people sit down and they're taking a look through the menu, they can kind of have an hors d'oeuvre with their glass of wine or with their cocktail. So they're all priced at $3 for each individual item.
So one of these is $3.
Correct.
So I could come in with 3 of us, and we could each get a little bite, glass of wine, and kind of look through the menu and move on.
And then we've got a raw section where we do some ceviches and oysters, and this is our sable ceviche. And we in-house cold smoke the sable. We've got some papaya, some olives, and some citrus juice. The idea kind of behind that dish was to...
This is really good.
Thank you.
It's really good.
We kind of have all those flavors going together, where we have smoky, sweet, salty, and sour. Yeah. So it kind of well rounds itself. And from there we go to sort of a normal area in the menu where we have some salads.
I'm sorry, that's really good. That's just yum. There's a whole lot of flavor in that little bowl.
Thank you.
That's really good.
And then we offer kind of small plates, which are kind of traditional size appetizers, which are either meant to have individually or to share for the table. And the idea behind having all these categories, and from there we go to big, which is kind of small portioned entrees. And so that's for people who have tried a bunch of dishes, maybe want to share a couple of entrees, but don't want to buy into the full big entree. And then we have bigger, which are our full big entrees. But in our bigger column, we serve, I think 3 or 4 of them are served in half portions. So it gives you the ability to try half.
Your
half
lamb
sizes.
is one of those?
We do this one in a half portion. We do our salmon in a half portion as well.
I get so many compliments on this restaurant. People write in and say they love coming here. If they're not so hungry, they can have a glass or 2 of wine and share 2 or 3 of these small bites. Or if they're hungry, they can maybe split this and this and just keep going and tasting, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I really wanted to give the diners a lot of options, and that's really great that you've heard positive feedback, because I want people to have fun, and I think dining is entertainment these days. People go out for an evening and they want to have fun, they want to enjoy where they are. They also want to enjoy the menu. They don't want to be told what to eat or how to eat it. So I wanted to put together a menu where people had a lot of options, and I wanted to make it comfortable too. We have a hamburger on the menu. We have a roasted chicken dish, a rotisserie chicken dish that we do. We have oysters by the half shell. We have a Caesar salad. So there's things, if people don't want to try, the rabbit dish or the sable dish, there's a lot more things that kind of meet people's sort of everyday needs as well. Because first and foremost, I think we're a neighborhood cafe.
Is this rabbit cassoulet?
It's actually a rabbit confit.
Confit, okay.
And then we've got a Marcona almond emulsion that we serve with that. And there's a little bit of jicama and piquillo peppers in the rabbit mix.
And your lamb, it's just 2 great dishes. But do we want to bring out some desserts? You want to eat this real quick and we'll get some desserts?
Sure, I'll go grab some desserts for us.
Why don't you sit down and eat this before it gets too cold? I am ready for some of these great desserts. But I met a woman at the bar, Lori, and who I've known as a photographer, and she was showing me the picture that I thought was a drawing. Over the bar, the white
eggplant.
Eggplant. That's actually a photograph. Huh?
It's a photograph of an eggplant that I think she got at the Green City Market last summer.
Really? Now, these are her photos too?
These are all her photos as well, and there's some more in the dining room as well.
Pretty neat, pretty neat. Tell us what we got for dessert, and we're going to wrap this up.
We've got some apple cider sorbet, and the apple cider comes from Peter Klein Seedlings Farm and a local grower. And then we've got a little streusel, so like the crumbs on top of a crumb cake made with some almonds, and then a little vanilla cream with sour cream and a little vanilla cream around the outside. So the idea of this dish was sort of all the flavors that are really in an apple pie, but just in different ways. This is a pound cake, and it's a lemon spiced pound cake, and we've got some Basque pears that we make a compote. We just put them in a little bit of simple syrup, and we've got a frozen lemon yogurt that we make that we tap it with. So it's a real kind of homey dessert and comforting.
You make all this food here?
We make everything in-house. We make all of our desserts, ice cream, sorbets, etc. in-house, and this is just kind of a fun home-style dessert.
Well, this is great. It's a really impressive restaurant. It's low-key, it's tasty, service is good, people are friendly. You're clearly one of the best new restaurants in Chicago. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Well, it's always an honor to have you here, and it's always a pleasure to be with you.
Give them your phone number and let them know your address when you know when you're open.
Province, we're on Jefferson, in between Lake and Randolph. 161 is the address. Our phone number is 312-669-9900.